Let's hear this one. I mean, my God, if that doesn't get you just hyped to run,
Super hyped.
Big Time Running Podcast. Yeah, what, yeah, yes, what, bring it roll out.
Whoa, dude.
You look outrageous.
Why?
Look at you.
What's wrong with me?
You know exactly what.
Is it my mustache? I think you're so jealous about this bad boy. It's actually coming in real nice and solid now. My my
No,
uh my boss saw it on Saturday and he's like, I'm liking the look.
like in
Yeah.
the
I
look.
was like, thanks, man. I appreciate it. So it's here to stay for a little bit. I
How
might
long?
be making it a permanent fixture. How cool would that be? I mean, yeah, stash.
Yeah.
What's wrong, bud? You tired?
That cruise was a nightmare.
Yeah, that's what you said. I'm not a big fan
Even
of cruises.
uploading, just a real tragedy. Took 3.5 days to get it to upload.
Like, what were you doing in the downtime? You just sitting there waiting?
For 3.5 straight days, I never left the room. Just
Man, that sounds awful. Did you go gambling?
no.
Did you use your drink package?
I ordered 2 drinks and I drank 1 sip of each.
Man, you partied hard.
Just going hard, dude.
So what did you do on the cruise then? I know they probably had like golf simulators. You probably
None.
did that.
None.
No. Pool?
Do they usually have golf simulators?
On the cruise, the one cruise that I did, they did. Yeah. That's where I hit my pitching wedge 308 yards.
Impossible.
Not according to the simulator. That's because I'm strong. Like, so strong. See that strength? Strength.
I forgot you've got a Pamela Anderson tattoo on your arm there.
Pamela Anderson? What the shit are you talking about?
Barbed wire.
This one?
Other arm.
That is a puffin.
Well,
That is barbed wire. That was my first one. One of my biggest regrets.
and you thought that thing...
The one that I tried to cover it up with is my biggest regret. That guy sucks. He totally sucked. He didn't even know what he was doing. It was the
Did he
worst.
just suck on that one?
Yeah. So like he's a pretty good tattooer. I don't know that he's good at like cover-ups. But I went and I asked him, I was like, look, can you cover this up? This is what I'm looking for. And he was like, yeah, got you. And then I went and he was like, look, I've got a different idea. And he's an artist. I'm not an artist. He's like, I see what you're trying to do here, but this is going to be like the cover of my book. This is what I'm looking at. And he got me so excited about the whole thing. I was like, okay, as long as it covers up and it looks good, I'm good. Well, doesn't cover anything up. Like it just like he thinks that he was like the purple covers everything. No, it doesn't. I still have black coming through the purple. And I told him, I was like, look, I'm not happy. He's like, well, if you're not happy, just go somewhere else then. I was like, all right. And most people won't like tattoo somebody else's
Work on
tattoo.
other people's stuff, yeah.
So I'm kind of stuck for the rest of my life with this garbaggio, if you will. So, it's where I am. So how was your running on the cruise, Brad?
Pretty good.
Like, what did you do?
Why are you doing that?
Why wouldn't I? My face is wonderful. I just want to use it. It just emotes so well.
I did a lot of, well, I talked to you after I ran in downtown Miami when I did 8 minutes on. Was it 3 minutes off or 2 minutes off?
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
Whatever it was.
And I did that for 35 minutes.
That's
And then
big
on the
time.
boat, I did pretty much, I think I ran 4 times on the boat, and I do like 10 minutes, anywhere from 1 minute breaks to 90-second or to 2 minute breaks.
Okay.
And then I would run a minimum of 3 miles for each of the
Okay.
runs.
So that's where Kira had her visit for UM.
Well, we just went and looked at it. Yeah.
Well, that's what I meant. Like you guys went
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
took around, and she liked it, huh?
Loved it.
That's cool. Cool
So,
for
and
her.
then uh, we went, this was amazing in the Dominican Republic. We did one of these offshore excursions,
Yeah.
and we went, and it was called the Zip and Dip. And like apparently standards in Dominican Republic are significantly lower than in the US,
Yeah.
which, sidebar,
Standards
if
for what?
safety
Oh, safety standards. Okay.
and standards of just about everything, like it's really third world.
Well, sure.
So, and
Okay.
if you've ever been in third world countries on the roads, it's absolute chaos. I
Yeah.
don't know why they have traffic lines. I don't know why they have lights. I don't know why they have anything, because no one pays attention to any of it. Oh my God. What have you done? What'd you do, Jeremy? Jeremy, I can't hear you. There you are.
Katie,
Well, I couldn't hear you,
I had a phone call. I'm
but
sorry.
I couldn't hear you as this was coming. Did you not tell her we're podcasting?
I
I take it you did.
no.
That's embarrassing.
You're embarrassing.
So you've ruined the podcast as
I
usual.
didn't ruin
So,
anything.
anyways, people zipping all over the place. Don't make that face. It's alarming.
I only have 24 seconds on my podcast right now.
Yeah, because you just ended the call.
Okay.
Like,
So is that first bit not going to be part of it?
it'll be on there, dude.
Okay, dude.
You really look like Ned Flanders. And so, absolute chaos getting off of the boat over to there.
Yeah.
So, but with that being said, if there's ever some like worldwide catastrophe, these third world countries are going to do 100 times better than the United States.
Why?
They are the most like uh trying to think of the right word here. They make everything work.
Yeah.
Oh, you have 17
Ingenuity,
pieces of
huh?
lumber and all you have is a moped? No problem. 3 zip ties and a little, like it was crazy. One, the cars are barely holding on for dear life,
But they're holding
driving
on.
100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like every single storefront, like if there's 10 storefronts, one selling bananas that they're growing next door. The other two are like motorcycle and scooter repair shops. And then the fourth one is a tire shop for the scooters.
So it works together. What is that called?
Harmony?
Harmony.
Harmonious?
What? Harmonious? No. They meld together. They
Symbiotic?
symbiotic. No, it's not symbiotic, but that works too. I mean, I'll figure it out. It'll come to me in a second.
Is it like a
Synergy.
shark and the little fish?
Synergy.
No.
Yeah. Well,
No.
synergistic
No.
collaboration.
No.
Yeah.
Anyways, we go on this zip and dip. Awesome.
What's a zip and dip?
So we did, I'm terrified of heights.
Yeah.
Like, anytime I see a height, I'm convinced that I'm going to just like trip and go over the edge.
Yep.
And like, the last time I've tripped on something was probably 3 years ago running on a trail.
And probably on the side of a mountain,
No.
and you topple over.
So, but I've never been just like standing there and been like, oh God, I fell over. But that's the feeling that I get anytime I'm around heights.
Oh, dude, watching people like traverse those mountain peaks and just tearing down, or on the side of the mountain, or when they even go up into like the skyscrapers, and then they like the in Chicago they have the ones that tilt out. You can like look, even if it's like 7.5 inches of glass. I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen. Not even
No.
a little bit.
Yeah. And so I'm definitely terrified of heights. But we did, it was 5 zip lines.
Okay.
And, like I've never zip lined before, so I don't know how it works other than the harness is like when you're rock climbing.
Yes.
And then they like had 2 cables and you just kind of lean back and zip down the thing. And then their brakes, they just had like 2 pieces of tire that they had no radio system. They just kind of would like eyeball it. And as soon as the other person would hit the end, they just send you out. So then the guys on the receiving end are scrambling to get you off, and
You
then
off.
spin out the brakes as fast as they can. Because if they didn't put out these blocks, look, you would be coming in at like easily 20 miles an hour straight into a tree. Like it would be catastrophic.
That would be miserable. Yeah.
So, but they're just like, yep, go. You go in the like as you're coming and you're like, holy shit, I'm not gonna stop. And you see the guys out there just going as fast as they can, like they're on an America's Cup,
Dude,
like
that
with
is
the
sketchy.
running winches to get up the sails.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I
about.
got you.
And so we did that, and I was like, man, that was actually a lot of fun. Like for somebody that's terrified of heights, loved it. Couldn't get it. I would have gone on that another 3 times. And then this was the part that was awesome. As a fellow Goonies fan, this
Mhm.
was the Goonies in real life.
Okay. Tell me.
It was all natural rock slides, waterfalls
What?
that you rode down.
That is awesome.
In steps like this is the most amazing. This is real life Goonies. One of them, it was probably like a 6, 8 foot fall or like on the slide, and then you drop off another like 4 feet into this, like it's all natural. So into this natural river, I
Yeah.
guess. And then it was probably 30 feet high rocks on each side. It
Oh,
was literal Goonies. It was
that's
it was
awesome.
incredible.
That is awesome. I'm envious of you now.
Yeah. And then on the fourth one, you could either go down, it was about a 12-foot slide with about a 10-foot drop at the
Ooh.
end that just shot you off. And I was like, man, that looks pretty awesome. Or you could they had the most treacherous, it was raining, by the way. Everything was just wood. Like, and I don't know the last time it was checked, but it was pretty rickety.
Yeah.
And then it was all mildew, like all covered in algae while it was raining. So it was just slick as can be.
Yeah.
And then you had to go down. It was a ladder. You had to go down basically a wooden ladder that was full of algae and moss in the rain, backwards down to these like rocks that would break your head open, about 15 feet down. And I was like, oh my god, like that's not the way to go. My god, Jeremy's got another call. It's like he's going out of the way to. I'm sorry that he's ruining the podcast. If his attitude and his mustache weren't enough, he just finds other ways to ruin today. Still can't hear you. He's just mouth moving with his mustache, just going 100 miles an hour. And now, oh my, there he is. There he is. He's frozen with as a mouth breather. Stop, Jeremy. Are you
Did
just
I have you
trying to
going?
ruin the podcast?
No, I had you going for a second though.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. You thought I was frozen.
I said you were a mouth breather. Yeah, okay. And so the option one was take the um slippery wooden ladder down.
Yeah.
That
I
was
would not
like
have done that.
no one would take that route. Option number two was the 12-foot slide with a 10-foot drop.
That's what I would have done.
But they told you this is the most like dangerous slide. You're probably gonna hit your head, and like you've really got to hold your head forward and then get ready for that 10-foot drop. And I was like, all right, that sounds kind of terrifying to hit my head on the rocks. And
Yeah.
option 3 was just this slippery wooden platform that was about 22 feet up in the air, down to the river, and you just leap off.
Was the water cold?
Oh, it felt great. It was amazing.
That's awesome. What
And
did you do,
so,
Bradford?
so everybody chose to jump. And so, like, and I'm like, all right, Levi's terrified of heights too. And I was like, do you want to go on the jump? He's like, yeah, let's just jump off. And I was like, all right, like, if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I was like, let me go first because it seems like I'm the most scared. Let me just get this over with. So I
Yeah.
walk up to the edge. Yeah, no. Said, Levi, you going. He just torpedoes off. And I looked over. I was like, holy crap. Kira, come on, let's go. She goes, and Steph goes, all right, now you go. And I go, all right. And I walked up to the edge. No, Steph, you go. Now there's a group of 28 people. Every single person jumps, including my 8-year-old niece. She got up and she's like, I'm scared. And they're like, come on, you can do it. And she's like, okay, jumps. And so finally it's just me and this one woman. She's like, I don't know how to swim. She goes,
Oh,
whatever you
Jesus.
whatever you do, I'll do. I was like, I think we should jump. She's like, well then go. So I walked over. Now there's 26 people down at the bottom. Come on, you can do it. They're all yelling for me to jump. And I go, no, why don't you try to go? And she's like, no, you go. So then finally I jumped, but it took a while.
But you did it.
I did it.
And
Yeah.
you're here. And you're glad you did it.
I'm glad that I did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the things, like the things that you are most scared about when you get them over. You're like, glad I did it.
Well, we went to, I think it's the tallest suspension bridge in the world in British Columbia.
Yeah. I remember the pictures you sent.
And it's called like the Sky Bridge or the Raven's Eye, something like that. And Levi's like, I can't go across. And I was like, I get it, dude. Like, I'd be scared if I was 10 too. So that was a couple of years ago. And I was thinking to myself, thank God, because I don't want to go across that thing. And then out of nowhere, he's like, let's just go out a little bit. And I was like, all right. So he and I were holding hands. And then each of us then was holding on to the side for dear life. And we're both like crouched down, like just taking baby steps across. And people are like trying to walk at us. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you got to figure out a way to get around. It was,
Jesus Christ,
it was
Brad.
horrifying.
That sounds horrifying. Yes.
It,
I don't know how I could have done that.
and like I knew it was the world's tallest suspension bridge, or it was like the highest above. It was something to that effect. But you couldn't see anything because it was so like you were
You're
just
in
in the
cloud.
clouds. And I
Yeah.
was like, this could be 1,000,000 feet or it could be 5 feet, or either way, I don't want to fall.
True.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm starting a book called Fourth Wing. It's a little fantasy book, and they had the people who are going to be the dragon walkers or riders or whatever. They had to walk across a parapet that's like 200 feet in the air. So I get it. It was scary. I was scared. My heart was.
Reading the book, you were scared.
Yeah, I have a good imagination, Brad. I put myself in there. I was right there. I was like, oh no! I thought I was gonna fall.
So you put yourself as a character.
Yeah. You don't do that when you read?
Maybe. I'm not sure to that extent.
You go, oh no, and I'm afraid for yourself.
I never talk aloud while I'm reading.
Oh, I do. Remember, like, Never Ending Story.
The never ending
Story.
story. Yeah, keep going. And
And he is reading, and he's like, when he stops, and he talks to himself, and he has like, it's time for lunch. He's like in that
that's you.
attic in the school.
That's
You
you.
know what's going on there? It's
That's
been a
you.
while. That's me. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't try to bring me down, Bradford.
Okay.
I don't
Great.
have a time over here, Brad.
No time.
No,
Okay.
this is going to be a messed up one. Is it even
I'm
going?
I'm calling this season 2
Oh,
now.
I see it. It's 6:02. Okay, go ahead.
I'm calling this season 2 now because we're over a year.
We are. This is season 2, episode 1. Or would no? This would be episode 2, or is it season 2, episode 1?
1. So we missed 1 week. Last week was episode 51.
Which would be 52.
Bingo.
Okay, fine. Season 2, episode 1. We're starting off strong, talking about your cruise. I didn't run a whole lot. It's been, feeling in the triple digits every day here, being in the mid 90s, upper 90s. I just don't even want to go outside, to be honest. It's miserable.
I had to adjust myself. It was quite uncomfortable.
I wouldn't know anything about that, Brad.
I know.
Life of
Pinkies?
Pinkies. Pinky McGee. Can I say? So what are we talking about today, dude? Besides your cruise and my lack of running and your awesome 3 miles of running.
Well, did you watch the end of the Olympic trials?
Ooh, I did. I watched
Ooh.
some of it.
Ooh.
All of it. All of it.
And
All of it. And what? People ran. Some people ran faster than others. A thing Mo. We talked about her last time. That was a statement. I mean, she didn't make it. But you know who did make it? Isn't she just a sophomore?
who?
Parker Valby.
No, she's a junior.
Oh, okay. So she's going into her senior year. She made it for 2 events, but she's only doing
Well, she
the.
technically qualified for 1 in the 10,000. She finished 4th in the 5K.
Yeah, that's right. But somebody decided not to run the 5K.
And now she's dropped out of the 5K.
So now who's running the 5K for the U.S.?
I don't know her name. She's a BYU graduate and national champion from BYU.
And she finished 5th at the trials. So that person who
And
finished.
has the OTQ.
Yeah, so that person who finished 4th.
Parker.
Was she? Who finished in front of her then? There were 3 people who finished in front of her? So I
Yeah.
guess you're right. Yeah. Okay. 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 Quincy Wilson making the trials or making the team on the 4x4.
Well, in the pool, he's not going to. There's no way he's running the medal rounds.
He's not running the finals, but he can make. They have to run some.
All the prelims, yeah.
Yeah, he can be
Like,
in the prelims to get him through. And then even if he runs in the prelims
he
and
gets a medal.
America wins a medal, then he gets a medal. You can't just say if he runs the prelims, he gets a medal. The America has to medal to get a medal.
I thought that was blatantly obvious.
No, you said if he runs the prelims, he gets a medal. Straight up. Finisher's medal. Going to the Olympics, get a finisher's medal. I don't condone that.
So is that even? Would you feel good about going to the Olympics and just in the relay pool?
Yeah, I would be amped about whatever. I mean, what is this? What Christian Coleman isn't going?
So would you get Olympic rings tattooed if you were just in the
No,
relay pool?
not until I did it individually. Maybe if I was like the 4th fastest 400-meter runner, and I was that member of the 4x4, then yes, I would get it. But if I was just somebody to get them through the first couple of rounds, then no, I don't know that I would.
Even though
Maybe
you
I'd
ran
only
in
get
the
like
Olympics.
2.5.
Even though you ran in the Olympics.
I'd get like 2.5. And he's 16, and he's already running 44s. Like, I think he's going to be going to the Olympics a couple more times. I mean, he'll be 20, probably not even go to college. He'll be 20 by the time like the next Olympics comes around.
So last week we talked about Quincy that I hate saying, but I'm convinced he's dope.
You said it. Yep.
So when I was watching, it's called Unchained on Netflix. It's about the Tour de France.
Okay.
And as you know, cycling has a history of like copious amounts of doping.
Yeah.
And so this guy, like, there's really two of the best writers in the world. It's Teddy Pagacha and
That's a quite the name. Hey, Pagotcha. like, that was pretty good.
and anyway, I can't even think of the other guy's name.
That's my
Bit
joke.
irrelevant. So there's two cyclists that are like, if one doesn't win, the other wins. They both have two Tour de France titles. They're always back and forth. It always comes down to like the last few stages, and candidly, who has the stronger team.
Yeah.
And so I think it was like the third to last stage in 2023 was this like mountain time trial. And so this is usually where people kind of like set their mark to win the Tour de France.
Yeah.
I think it was the world champion goes out third to last. So just before these two riders, or maybe it was like 10th to last, wherever he was, he goes out, sets the mark. No one beats it until second to last person goes. Second to last person goes and beats it by like 12 seconds.
Okay.
Everybody goes nuts. Then the next guy that had only beat him over the course of like thousands of miles or hundreds of miles, probably it had to have been thousands of miles by that point in the Tour de France. And all this elevation change, there was like 30 seconds separating them over all of these days, 18 out of 21 days.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, not only does he beat him, he beats him by a minute and a half.
Wow.
And
That's
everybody's like, how is this possible that like over thousands of miles in all of these days that he's right next to him?
yeah.
And then all of a sudden then he wins by 90 seconds? Like it doesn't even seem plausible. Like this seems very Lance Armstrong,
Armstrong.
Armstrong-ish. And
Armstrongish.
and I thought to myself, well, shit, like that seems like a borderline dead giveaway. Like typically in elite anything, there's not that big of a differentiator between the top people in the world.
No. I mean,
So
I don't know. I guess over like over the Tour de France, though, those people who make it to the Tour de France are the best in the world, and some people don't even make it. So there is a big differentiator. I think the farther it goes, the bigger the differentiator is, right? So,
but the top two riders that have been going back and forth the
well,
entire
sure, in
time.
that regard, yes.
So and to me, I thought, okay, well, like one person can have a bad day, another guy could have a good day. So, but to me, the real difference is going to be the next day.
Yeah.
Like, because it's about if he's fully recovered on the next day, there's no way that he's not doping.
Was he fully recovered?
Not only was he fully recovered, the guy that he beat by 90 seconds, that was second in the tour, popped halfway through the next
Huh.
thing. He tried to attack once, and he's like, goes on the radio, I've got nothing. Like I'm absolutely toasted today. Like if anybody else from the team needs to come up, like I have nothing today. Meanwhile, the guy that won by 90 seconds wins like the whole damn stage, blowing everybody out of the water.
I mean, some people's drug regimens are a little better than others.
Yeah. And and I think now the shitty thing is with all athletes is so that he gets drug tested afterwards and they're like, well, his drug test came back clean. Which means fuck all anymore because the doping agencies are never in line with what is actually happening.
No. There's no transparency. It's all like shadows and mirrors and like I'm gonna do this here and do this here and do this here and do that there, do this over here, and then look at that. Oh wait, haha, here's his drugs. Like that, you know.
What?
You didn't follow?
No.
That's because of a lack of transparency, Brad. See what I
So
did there?
you know how we got in an argument? I said like I think more people are using like testosterone than you think,
Yeah.
and you discounted me and said I was wrong.
Uh-huh.
So I'm on the boat, getting off the boat to go to the Bahamas, and there's like six guys talking about their testosterone regimens.
And I just see nothing but testosterone like advertisements. I was feeling lethargic and I had gained weight. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're 48 years old and you're like, no, it's that you're low T. Everybody's low T. You should be low T too. Come and join the crew. Yeah,
So
maybe we need to get on the low T
so
bandwagon, huh?
back to Quincy,
He's got
like
all the T. He's only 16.
I feel like you have to question anybody that's breaking records the way that he is.
Okay, so everybody who breaks records needs to be questioned. Noah Lyles, he's about to break
There's no
records.
one even close to him. And so could he and I think the thing gets misconstrued in this, it's not like he's not working hard. It's not like he's probably chances are he's already the most talented kid in that age group.
Yeah,
So and then it just like exacerbates that and makes it even more profound in what they're doing athletically.
I mean, I'm all for it.
Uh,
I'm all for it.
Here we go
I mean,
again with this.
some people use shoes to dope. Some people use dope to dope. If you're gonna dope, just dope. Just be a doper. Big old dope head. I feel like a complete boomer right now with my mustache and what I'm saying. I look like I'm 50 years old right now, and I'm not even close.
So you think this women's 1500 that was just broken, it was just the shoes?
I mean, what is she taking low? Does she have low T? I think she inherently has low T.
Well, what was it? Shelby Houlihan that
Oh
claimed
yeah.
she ate bull's testicles or something to that effect? Pig testicles.
If that's all it takes, put some balls in my mouth. I'll cut them up though.
Pretty lame excuse.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? LaShawn Merritt. He was taking like male enhancement drug, like PP enhancement drugs, and that's what he got popped for. Do you remember that?
I remember Terrence claiming that, in world championships and whatnot that he had gone to, that maybe it was my high school coach. He's like, how is it that the biggest person on the track, i.e., um, who the hell's the world record holder in the 100?
You saying Bolt?
Usain Bolt. That an 18-year-old kid needs to take Viagra.
Maybe he had PP problems.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Maybe his junk was just so large that he needed extra blood to go down there.
Extra blood?
Yeah, to fill it all the way up. Maybe it was just like a saggy balloon, and then he was like, "I need PP drugs."
Did you just, with your arm,
I needed to show some kind of visual.
reenact Usain Bolt's penis?
I'm trying
That
to help.
is repulsive. And maybe the worst part is that you had your hand like this. It's the most unpenis like thing in the world.
What, like that?
Like,
I never thought we'd be talking about other men's penises today, but here we are
here we are.
talking about peepees.
Brad and Jeremy's penis talk time.
I like the word. I like the term peepee. It doesn't get used often enough, especially when you get older.
Tell me
um,
where you're ever going to use pee pee.
I'm gonna go to the doctor and I'm gonna say use that term.
Would you look at my pee pee?
I think I've got a problem with my.
You're a real creep.
How am I the creep? You're the one claiming that Quincy Wilson needs pee-pee drugs.
Well, here's Usain Bolt. Well, there's him.
Who else do you want to talk about? Abby Steiner didn't make it. Well, at least I don't. She didn't make it individually. I don't know if she'll be on a relay or anything, but
I think she's been injured most of the year.
yeah, she had to get surgery. She had bone spurs, legit
I can't
surgery.
see that it's worth taking her. And her running form, for as damn fast as she is, one, she's a second half of the race runner
Oh,
in
for
that
sure.
200.
Yeah.
And there's no way that her arm carriage is efficient.
No, well, she's the second half of a race of every race runner. Even the 100, she doesn't get off the line like she should, and she makes up ground at the end. She's strong. I think she can be on the 4x4 just to get through the rounds.
Maybe.
So who knows? I think they've already made the determinations for everything. So
I assume. And then the 400 hurdles.
we had two standouts who weren't even challenged at all. One on the men, one on the women. Sidney McLaughlin Lavroni and
Absolutely demolished.
crushed, set a new world record. She's probably doing PP drugs too.
52?
50 flat, Brad.
50 flat?
50.6 or something, 50.5.
That's crazy.
That's so fast, dude.
That is just, that's outrageous.
She's legit. Even if she's on PP drugs, that's really fast.
And then in the men,
What's his name?
I don't know.
You don't know his name? I don't either.
I know the guy that finished third went to school here locally. Trevor
Where's here?
Bassett,
Where's here?
Akron.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's really
Now he
cool.
trains at University of Florida.
UF.
Still unsponsored.
Is
And
he doing what's the brand that's doing the non
Bandit.
Bandit? That's it. I
He
like
wore
what they're doing.
Bandit.
I like
And
what
he
they're
talked
doing.
about it in his post-race interview after finishing third and making the Olympic team.
That's
And
awesome.
what's crazy is that he is unsponsored, and I believe in the some indoor race, maybe it was even outdoor, he's like a medalist in the world championships.
And he's still unsponsored. That's ridiculous.
Division 3 runner.
D3. D3. 800. Bryce Hoppel looking super strong.
I mean, what I don't think that people understand and appreciate is, yeah, he in the 400 meters in the World Indoor Championships in 2022, he was a silver medalist, Trevor Bassett.
What did he run?
400 meters.
What time?
Oh, I don't know. And then in the World Championships outdoor, he won the gold in the 4x4 relay 2022, 2023. In Budapest, he won 4x400 relay in the World Championships and a bronze medal in the 2022 400 meter hurdles. And the guy still doesn't have a sponsor. It's just for
So the
pop,
USA knows about him, but yet a brand isn't going to pick him up.
I guess.
That's ridiculous. Like I know, like it's just like any sport. You want to build the sport, and you do that with the best, but you also have to take care of the people who aren't, so that they have like an opportunity to build and keep the love alive.
10-time national champion in college.
Damn.
21 All-American awards.
Brad, you know how many times we were national champions?
2, 3, 6.
None times, Brad. None.
Oh. Why'd you ask then?
Because it's just, I mean, we are good runners. Like, we're really good. And we're not anywhere
Well, I mean,
close.
that's what I wanted to talk about specific to the 800. Easiest 142 I've ever seen.
Yeah, he made it look effortless. I don't know. David Radisha probably made it look effortless too.
But what I wish people had an appreciation for is when guys like him and me Like when we're
Shut the hell up.
running that fast and you're just having an on day and you're just
Everything feels easy. You can't make
running
yourself tired.
running 50 51 just like it's nothing back to back.
Back to back.
And
51.
you're like not that bad. Not that bad.
Nice little jaunt. Walk in the park.
I mean, like
What?
it really feels like you are like motorized. You're moving so fast and like I know the feeling. So
You do not. Brad, your best 800-meter time ever is over 10 seconds slower, like 15 seconds slower than that.
and
You have no idea what that feels like.
I know, but I didn't even train then. Since then, I've gotten incredibly faster. It just what I'm trying to get to, Jeremy, is the feeling is I'm at a loss for words because candidly, it's indescribable. Like,
But you can't describe it because you haven't experienced it.
no, I have, and so, but I
In a
think
car?
the if I could explain it to you,
Go ahead,
I
I'll stop.
I know, but this is the problem. It's like it trying to explain to an ant how a TV works. Like, do
I,
you think
I
you
have
could make that happen?
I have run before, Brad.
Not like that.
No. What I really wish people would know who don't really know is to really go and experience how fast people run when they're running that fast. It looks fast on the TV, but to see them like crushing around a track in real life, so much faster. It seems so much faster anyway. Obviously, it's not faster. It just seems faster because they're going the same speed, but
But
it's
they're
just
wearing super shoes.
look, if you could run back to back 51s, he could probably run back to back 52s without super shoes.
World record is not in super shoes.
David Rudisha was a monster. He was an alien.
Probably a dope alien.
Probably pee-pee drugs. I think I'm just going to start calling all drugs pee-pee drugs. Ah, good stuff. So are you excited for the Olympics are like 3 weeks away.
I am excited.
It's going to be pretty cool. What else are you going to watch?
The
What are you
thing,
going to watch besides track and field?
I will watch everything.
I have it set up to record everything. So that way I can go back and watch it at some point.
Like I will watch
Beach volleyball is awesome.
triathlon, beach volleyball, indoor like regular volleyball. I'll watch the swimming events are awesome.
I love the like whitewater rafting.
Sure.
Stuff is fun. I heard what? Do they have break dancing now?
What?
Yeah, I think they do.
No.
Yeah, it's just
No.
as subjective as gymnastics is.
No.
I think so.
No.
Look it up. Taekwondo, wrestling, diving is really cool. Those guys get some flips going on.
2024 Summer Olympics will introduce the sport of breaking, also
Break.
called b-boy, b-girling, or breakdancing.
I told you. Brad, I think I found my new way into the Olympics. I have rhythm.
You can't breakdance. Say you hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Hold on, can you? I can floss. Wait.
Yeah, that's not getting you anything other than ridiculed.
That's okay by me.
Do you think they need to bring their own cardboard or their own boom boxes?
Possibly. Just about out in the middle of the streets in Paris.
And do you really think we got the best breakdancers, given maybe the best are just working on the side of the street in New York?
Possibly, yeah. Like if I was if I was a coach for it, I would just be going down the streets of all the urban places and be like, "Where's the hip hoppers, the beatboxers,
B-boys.
b boys?" That's what I said. Where is the break dancing?
Where are the b-boys and their peepees?
Are they doing pee drugs? Gymnastics is cool. I'm excited, man.
I don't think there's one sport that isn't exciting to watch.
Is like cycling on this?
Yep.
Indoor cycling?
Golf.
Oh, that's dreadfully boring to watch, but it's pretty cool that it's in there. Soccer.
Oh, isn't flag football? Is
It's
it this
soccer.
year?
Basketball, flag football, baseball. I don't even know what sports are out there. I know we're not going to see Caitlin Clark out there.
2028 is the first time they're doing flag football.
What? Oh, 28.
Yeah.
So that's in LA.
Yeah.
So we need to go.
Doubt it.
It's the one thing I want to do
Go ahead.
is go to the Olympics. It can't be the same without my Briggity Bro Bob. Are you tired?
What?
Are you tired? You
I'm
did
very
start
good.
this. You started this podcast late. I was disappointed.
Okay.
I'll look like a walrus.
Well, is there anything? Oh, before
What?
we go,
Okay.
I'm glad we saved this till the end.
It's because nobody else is going to be listening to it.
Yeah. How did I put it? We talked about this earlier.
Guilty pleasures while you're running.
Guilty pleasures while running.
Okay. You go first, Brad.
Oh, so my biggest guilty pleasure, bar none, is I don't have like a set playlist. So it's kind of depending on what I'm trying to do and if I'm listening to music, kind of how I'm listening to music. So sometimes it could be like Lumineers, Vance Joy, just kind of like mellow Dave Matthews, but it's more about just kind of like the underlying beat.
Yeah.
And then I've got a couple of the other guilty pleasures in here that are tied into this, and I'm gonna keep beating here in the background.
Okay.
So you've got to me it's all about the beat because it kind of gets you in the mood of running.
Yeah, you got to
Right?
go with rhythm, right?
And then like when you're feeling down, your energy's getting kind of low. There's a couple of just vibe jams that get me going every time.
Okay.
One is like just bad electronic music.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. Like and I just listened to one. It's this is one of my favorite, just like it's not even a bad song, candidly, it's amazing. It's from Hotel Transylvania 3. Have you seen this?
No. Oh, I'm sure I've seen Hotel Transylvania 3. Yes.
So remember at the end they're on that cruise
Yeah.
and there's that little like creepy doctor
Yeah. That guy's creepy.
and he pulls out the
Van
keyboard
Helsing, right? And his daughter's there. Yeah.
and brings up the Kraken. And the Kraken starts coming over and knocking all the monsters off.
Yeah.
That song is that's a bop for me.
What?
Yes.
It's so random.
Oh, it's so good. I was playing it when we were where was it? Maybe it was on the cruise. Maybe it was driving around Miami. I'm pretty sure I had it popping in the car
Did
while
you
we were
have like a
driving around.
convertible down in Miami?
No, Levi got me to rent a like SRT Charger.
Oh, sweet.
So I just gunned it everywhere. I think I drove like 24 miles and went through almost a half tank of gas.
Dude, those things are atrocious on gas. Jesus.
and then included in this guilty pleasure, Creed.
Creed's okay.
Creed's awesome.
Creed's okay.
Limp Bizkit.
Fucking horrible. That is
Yes.
a horrible take. Limp Bizkit is
Yes.
awful.
Hamilton.
Okay, Hamilton's great. I look. I the last time you guys were in Charlotte, and I visited, I played the Hamilton soundtrack like back to back on the way down to you guys. So yeah, that was good.
You'll be back. The album's just filled with bangers that
It is,
and then I think my
and it tells a
biggest
story, which is awesome.
the biggest guilty pleasure wrapped up in all of this is no matter where I am, literally no matter, in the middle of a packed gym, at if I'm doing Orange Theory, if I'm running by myself, when I get into the zone, I'm singing aloud, I'm fist pumping while I'm running, and nothing bothers me.
Wow. So guilty pleasures. I love soundtracks, and one of my go-to soundtracks, Brad, that gets me going is Sing and Sing 2. I'll just play the shit out of those soundtracks. And I'm like, oh man, now we're getting going.
You know what's funny? Kira gets like laughed so hard because my phone is filled with soundtrack. Like if I'm watching a movie and it's got a good
Oh,
soundtrack, I
dude,
just immediately go to Apple Music and get the entire album.
the Into the Spider Verse, fucking crazy
Yes.
awesome soundtrack.
Yes.
Booksmart has a phenomenal soundtrack too.
No, I don't think so.
Yes,
No.
yes. Have you seen Booksmart?
Would never watch it.
Well, you're missing out because it's a great film too.
Uh yeah. So there's so many good soundtracks to movies.
There are, and I think I can't find one album from like an artist that I like all the songs. But if you put a soundtrack out with all good songs, like that's much easier to do from different artists. So much easier. So
What
much.
I think maybe the first one that I ever downloaded the whole album and then this sent me down uh hold on. Sent me down like I should just be downloading more and more of these soundtracks. One of the best ones that I've ever done is Begin Again.
Begin again. Oh my god. Really?
So good. Movie is
Is
fantastic.
that with Adam Levine?
Yes.
And Keira
Fantastic.
Knightley.
Fantastic fucking movie and an even better soundtrack.
Um, okay.
Keira Knightley, Mark Ruffalo,
Yeah.
Adam Levine.
Adam Levine.
I mean, it's good.
Good.
You know why I think that's probably such a great soundtrack? Is
Why?
because it's about the movie industry.
Okay, so songs about movies or your like jam?
No, it's about the music industry.
Oh,
So
the
it's like,
music industry. I thought you said
yeah,
movie industry.
maybe I did.
Yeah, but
What's the matter?
so listen. Speaking of music, we did not have an introduction song.
Okay,
You were supposed to do it in the style of Limp Bizkit.
could be.
It's not could be. That's what I had mentioned.
I need to finish up the mixing because it's hard to do. Like you do these amazing acapella renditions.
Yeah, I'm sure it's so amazing, so amazing.
And if I'm going to be with music, one, I thought about bringing out. God, let me know when you're done.
I'm done. I'm all right. I'm done.
I'm I'm not an acapella singer. Like I'm a full band musician.
Oh, okay. That
And
explains
so
a lot.
so I thought about bringing out my guitar,
Oh, wow.
and then I said I'm not sure that I want that amount of people God, I just talked to Louie.
Ew, gross.
Clamoring after us as soon as I do this.
I mean, it could help.
So I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to kind of mix a beat that then I can. I think there's a way to put it on here, and then I'll then have to rap to it.
Just rap.
Maybe
Maybe I should beatbox for you.
try it. Come on.
I can't beatbox
Then why'd you offer?
because I was being an idiot.
What's new?
I mean, that. Why did you ask the question? You already knew the answer.
I thought maybe you could beatbox.
No, I can't do anything well, let alone beatbox.
That was one way to just really torpedo the end of the show here, Jeremy. Sounds like bird calls.
I mean, that's what I was going for. So I won there. I'm a winner.
Do you know how to snap?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Thanks.
Everybody told me, they're like, Brad, you have an amazing thumb for snapping.
Yeah, we both have the hitchhiker's thumb.
I'm guessing mine's better.
I mean, it probably is. Mine's stubby. Look at that guy.
And
Stub.
so I thought that the way you snap is you just rub it down like this.
No, you. The sound comes from when you hit the fat part of your hand.
Yes. I had
Yeah,
no idea.
yeah. Wow,
I still
you,
can't do it.
that is a talent you do not have. Can you whistle?
Hold on. When you put me on the spot hard. It's really hard to whistle when you want to laugh. I've been told I'm an amazing whistler.
Oh yeah.
Many a times. Many a times I've been told I'm one of the best.
By who?
Lots of people. They tell me.
Just hear you whistle. It's like, holy shit, that guy's a whistler.
Has anybody ever told you you're the best whistler I've ever heard? A lot.
It's like those lips some more, dude.
Now they're too wet. I'm having a really hard time getting it out. That's how you whistle?
No.
Hear that? That's the best snapping I've ever done. I basically was just rubbing my fingers together.
Yeah. I didn't hear a whistle.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Did you hear background music like in an elevator? Well, that was me.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
Do it again. There's no whistle.
What are you talking about?
There was nothing there.
You heard me, you dumbass. Shit. If I keep pressing this hard, I'm going to whistle out my butt here in a second. No, no, no.
That's what you were doing. You suck at whistling and
No,
snapping.
they tell me that I'm the best. Whistle like your cat calling. That's what you would do. You would just purse your lips and looks like you're blowing up a balloon or a water floaty.
I can whistle sucking in and blowing out.
You'd make a great boyfriend, Jeremy.
I was a good boyfriend to my wife. So there.
You were.
I'm no longer her boyfriend. I'm her husband.
On that note, Jeremy, there's
Bradford,
nothing else to say.
I think you're correct. Guilty pleasures, soundtracks, my dude.
Think that summed it up the best.
I think
But you
so.
got to sing them.
Oh, I do sing the sing soundtracks. I don't know what it is about those soundtracks. I'm just like, yeah. They're just so upbeat.
I imagine there's not many bad soundtracks.
Maybe. The Trolls soundtrack, the first one was pretty good too.
Justin Timberlake?
Yeah, JT. He my dude.
No,
He and I, we're like, I met him before. Like I dapped him up. I was like, what's up, JT?
he just got a DUI.
I know he did. JT means DUI in Spanish. That's what I've been told.
See you, Jeremy.
Hey, Brad, guess what?
Go.
I love you, man.
Like the movie?
That's a wonderful movie. I love you
Love you
just
too,
like
bud.
that. All right, man. Time to bed.
Yeah.